Smiling Friends Season 3 has just finished. Wow, what a good show. I wish I could smile, but I don't have a mouth. Hey guys, I'm back, and I'm ranking every episode of Season 3 of Smiling Friends. Here are some disclaimers. Let's go. Okay, so I originally wanted this video to come out when the season ended, but oh cool, guess there's 2 more episodes. I can take my time then work on other projects. Oops, guess that was wrong. Now I'm late. Man, the one time I watched a Velski Bum video, god damn it. No, I was not scared, okay? I'm a man. A little man, but a man. This was such an onslaught of cliche horror elements. You lost me with Mr. Boss having bloody eyes, but it was kind of cool how it still somehow flew naturally together despite just how nonsense it all was. How the fuck did they get Pyramid Head in this? The animation in this episode was also great. Most of the season had pretty great animation, honestly. I kept writing about the animation when new episodes came out and I stopped being surprised. This is also such a ballsy move of the creators. I don't know many examples of shows having episodes that are deliberately scary like this. Someone out there finds this terrifying. Was it you? It's a fun misdirect I didn't see coming from the initial teaser. The reason this episode is low in the rankings is kind of similar to their first Halloween episode. It was a really interesting watch and has great bits in it, but it's ultimately the least rewatchable episode of the first season. Same goes here. While I appreciate it, I feel like it's just a one and done watch.
You believe it, guys?
Yes,
Just a week away.
The Gleb ep. Kind of an overdue episode, but also Gleb is easily the least interesting character of the show. A lot of people had the same prediction for this episode, that the company would fall apart when Gleb gets fired even though he never does anything, but like, we didn't get to see any of that until the end. Instead of the direction that Gleb secretly does everything, we see Gleb living throughout all of history. Now this is an awesome direction. Getting to see historical moments that take place in this universe is fascinating, but we also only saw 3 stories, and I'm left just wanting more. What if Gleb was in the Crusades? What if Gleb was in the Civil War? Now we'll never know. The rest of the episode was alright, but I really don't have much else to say. Why is the Smiling Fred subreddit arguing if this guy is racist or not?
Official flower business.
Mr. Boss does everything in his power to make me as uncomfortable as possible. Every scene he's in this episode just creeps me out. It's just too much. Stop! This is another episode with great animation. I don't think this is the first time we've seen claymation, but like, this looked like movie quality, especially the scene where they all die. It's so charming. It's another reason I really wish we spent more time with a Mother Nature plot, or even more cryptids. You're teasing me with Mothman, but where's the Jersey Devil? Where's Hi Hat? Them destroying the Mother Nature and Charlie just going, yeah, I wouldn't worry about it, is probably my favorite bit. Pretty solid episode, but man, the B plot was a bit much.
In the parking lot earlier, that's how I know you.
I feel like this episode is going to be super beloved, and for good reason. I like Mr. Frog, but there's lots of characters in this show that I like more and deserve to return. The episode starts out really basic, just trying to make Mr. Frog smile again, but I really loved the tonal shift halfway through the episode into a kind of more serious episode. Can't really call it that deep when Creed is here just painted green, but it was just a really interesting surprise. There isn't really a message in the story here, maybe that we can still be redeemed after no, I don't find it particularly sad or thoughtful. Really, the whole bit is just, wow, we did a serious episode. I really like when Smiling Friends shakes things up, and I don't want every episode to be the same style, but also the typical episodes cheering random characters up are usually my favorites. This was an alright start to the season. It doesn't have the same iconic status as the first episodes of the first 2 seasons. It's a pretty high bar, but Silly Samuel is a pretty fun character. He just gets really intense and uncomfortable in a lot of scenes, and his voice is perfect for it. Like, you probably know someone who flies off the handle the same way he does. And I love the scene in the doctor's office where the doctor just discusses his weird ass body in such a regular monotone way. My only problem with this plot is the ending is really unsatisfying. Him becoming a prophet with no help from the Smiling Friends just feels a bit anticlimactic. I feel like there could have been a few better ways to make him smile. Also, we didn't get that many smiles this season. I think only a few episodes were focused on a job. The rest of the ending is peak though, and the B plot was very fun. Pretty solid, but not able to compete with the other first episodes.
My name is Squib, and all your Napoleon all the way back in 2001?
Squim retired after I was born. It was just too sad. This was a fantastic episode, and it's because pretty much every joke in this episode landed for me. The story doesn't really matter, I just thought there were a lot of good jokes. I loved Squim's animation style, and he didn't get on my nerves that much. His over-the-top optimism really contrasted Pym's attitude, and honestly gave Pym more depth as a character. The B-plot was also hilarious. Yo, does Charlie actually live like this? And my heart when I saw DJ Spit was still alive. I left how everyone freaked out over Charlie just because he was sick. This is what my social anxiety makes me think will happen when I talk to people. Even Alan and Glep had funny scenes this episode. Really everything I want out of a Smiling Friends episode. But we need to talk about something. At the start of the episode, we see this.
Lars, what the devil are you doing on that confounded computer tablet device?
Hop to it, man.
Boy.
After 487 seasons, they've still got it.
This bit was made after The Simpsons made their own gag about Smiling Friends.
Obviously, the jokes are great, but what I love is the storytelling.
And I have seen so many comments on why The Simpsons are so out of touch, taking a jab at a show they have no right to, how the show is a husk of its former self. But Smiling Friends gag is a scathing takedown of The Simpsons. It understood the show way better and is untouchable. And no, both jokes are good. This is harmless fun between two shows. Smiling Friends is a chaotic show. It's hard to understand by older generations, and it's really popular. This is just a parody of that, and nothing felt insulting or misrepresentation. For God's sakes, this is the episode with Squim in it. Come on. And the same goes with Smiling Friends. It pokes fun at the same parts of The Simpsons that The Simpsons makes fun of itself for all the time. Honestly, it's just how most parodies of The Simpsons online are nowadays. That's why I actually like The Simpsons bit more. This makes me so annoyed, and I had to share how I feel. Okay, give them some credit. It could have been way worse. It could have been way worse. Okay, tangent over. I love both these shows. Anyway, yeah, Squim Returns, pretty good episode.
Well, yes, almost normal.
I did not expect to like this one as much as I did. A Smiling Friends spin on Smurfs, Wizard of Oz, or Dr. Seuss, franchises I have little attachment to, if any. It's definitely a Pym-only adventure, but the direction it went in was so fun. The scenes with Pym and the Wizard are easily my favorite part of the whole season. This dialogue between them is perfect. It's exactly my style of humor.
You just put hair on him.
And this wizard got off really easy though. He killed so many
It's time to drink water.
schmalugals, and he just gets to be chill with them. This episode also had my favorite use of rotoscoping so far. The immediate cut to them being jacked and it not carrying over, man, that's so good. And good on Charlie for going so far to save Pym. He's really softened up after season 1, and I really like that. Okay, he hasn't softened up that much. Really, I just like the wizard scenes. This is exactly how I banter with friends of mine. Really just brings the episode up so much for me. And that ending made me so uncomfortable, Jesus. I bet this is how he became the king.
But you're all wrong. She clearly slipped through a subway grate and is having terrible sex with a mole man.
This felt like such an iconic episode. A modern classic of a show from 2022. Mole Man was one of my favorite characters this season. Maybe not as much as the wizard, but he's really silly and he was also genuinely intimidating. The final chase had more tension than the entire Halloween episode, and it's juxtaposed with him covering his junk the entire time and constantly bringing it up. There's fun nods to previous episodes and even meta humor that actually landed for me.
What would you do if a gnome just ran in here all of a sudden and started going...
And then there's the B-plot, which was so damn funny. I shouldn't find this funny, but I do. My number 1 episode is the one where the kids splattered Glep. Am I mentally stable? I wish we had more stories involving Alan and Glep as a duo, or going on jobs with Pym and Charlie. Anyway, there's a lot of great bits in this episode, from Charlie seeing his picture to Mole Man going on tangents, and even the scene with the old man. Both plots come together in a pretty funny way too. I actually had a hard time deciding between my top 3, they're all really great episodes, despite the fact that this season felt like a bit of a step down from last season. But I chose this to be number 1 for one reason. It's because of Dolly Dimpley. She's my favorite character and she was peak in this episode.
You're something else, dude.